Okay, well, now let's try this again with the Muck of Eldrick. We will now have everything that we need to complete this game, more or less. As with the Muck of Eldrick, we just have to have in our possession the Staff of Rain and the Sunstone, and take that to the old sage on the bottom right-hand part of the map, and we'll be able to then go to our final destination. The kingdom where the Dragon Lord lives. Just make sure you have room for that in your inventory, and we'll be ready to go. There shouldn't be really much in your inventory at the current moment, other than your current equipment, your sword, your armor, your shield, and the three things. The emblem, the staff, the sunstone. Maybe some medical orbs and a torch or two. As I would suggest having those, as the final dungeon, it would be pretty good to have those. But anyways, when we give him all this stuff, he somehow was able to combine the Sunstone and the Staff of Rain to give us the item inside said chest. The Rainbow Drop. However, just because we have that does not mean that we are ready to go straight to the Dragon Lord, or Dragon Lord's castle. God help me in my speech. As we still have some things to do, such as getting to level 17 to get ourselves our most powerful healing ability, Mid-Heal. Which, I don't know why it's called Mid-Heal, it should be called High Heal, because there's no more healing spells after this. And I want to say that one does about 80 health, or it's like 75 to 90 health. So yeah, it's really useful, and I want to say if you can get it at its max, it can give you more than 3... Well, if you can get it at all, it's more than 3 base healing, or at least it's more magic efficient than 3 lower healing spells. As well as the fact that it will be really good to have against the Armored Knight back in that abandoned town. But before I do that, I decided I wanted to grind up because I want to grab the 2 items in this town. Now, of the 2 items to get, the most important one I would say is the shield. I think it's the steel shield? Yeah, I think it's the steel shield, but it is the most important item of the 2 to get because of the fact that that is the best shield you're going to find in the game. The other item that we can get in this town, being the fire sword, is nice and all, but if you know where to look, we can find a better sword if you're willing to look for it. I honestly just suggest getting the other sword, as I don't know if you'll be able to win the game without it. And I want to say the game keeps hinting the fact that you need it, but we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. Now, with the Fireblade, we are all more powerful, but I would still suggest not wasting your time fighting monsters on this side of the world unless you're grinding for experience. If you're going to grind for cash, you want to go to the right-hand side and grind off of the gold golems over there. But either way, I guess I must have cut out getting the shield. I don't know why I did that, but I should have the shield and the sword. So now is going to be our best time, as of any, to go over and grab ourselves whatever's hidden inside the town, that old abandoned town, on this lefternmost part of the world. If you remember, this is an abandoned town, as well as the fact that it is filled with higher level monsters. So we want to be prepared. Make sure your health is up, because remember, you will take a little bit of damage going to that swampy land, and one square before the Sparkle, we get into a fight against the Knight. I suggest using Frizzle, because he can put us to sleep, and falling asleep is not something we want to do. I'm gonna say level 17 is probably the minimum level you're gonna want to fight this guy because of the fact that we get mid-heal, and it's 85 to 100, so yeah, even better. Like, with mid-heal, I probably didn't even need to have the flame sword or the shield, but anyways, with him defeated, we get Eldrick's armor, which is going to be the best armor we're gonna get in the game. For a couple of reasons. 1, it's more defense, which is nice. 2, it'll let us go through poisoned areas without taking damage. And now you might be thinking, but wait, what about the magic armor? The magic armor heals us every couple of steps. Eldritch armor is even better than that, as it will heal you every step. And again, at this point, remember to save. You don't want to have to go grinding all over again just to get all this stuff back. But with everything in hand, Eldrick's armor, the flame sword, flame sword, the steel shield, and the rainbow drop alongside, I do suggest bringing healing items, as in healing herbs and torches. Let's use the rainbow drop. Well, that was nice, but anyway, let's get back into this. Now, at the final part of the world, we're going to find the strongest monsters you're going to find here. Now, again, my health got dropped down to 80, but it got up to 105 just by walking around. That was not healing at all. Again, Eldrick's armor is amazing. Well, I'm sure you could beat this game without getting the armor. It would probably take you a lot longer. Just do the healing. The fact that you have this armor, and as long as you keep moving without getting into fights, you can heal yourself, it is beautiful. Yeah, and also we find the Knight Aberrant in this place, so he's just as annoying as he was back at the other town. So it's going to be up to you. If you want to waste the turn frizzing him, it's up to you. If you want to use the turn to frizz him and hope that he doesn't put you to sleep, do that. Otherwise, yeah, be careful. Now, the left and right side of this castle here, they're both dead ends. There's nothing on either side. To proceed through the dungeon, we need to basically examine the back of the throne room, and I keep putting in these fights just because I wanted to show them off, considering we're at the end of the game. And yeah, you're going to be finding these guys everywhere, as well as the fact I'm now level 18. 12 strength, 15 health. Like, that's a good level up. Now, I don't know of a way of us just going down the staircase normally, so yeah. Also, just a heads up, I go into this dungeon and leave it like 3 times. I think the 3rd time is when I actually beat the dungeon. But the first time I came in here because I wanted to explore, I wanted to try and find my way through the dungeon. Didn't really do a good job of that. But I wanted to explore it, see if we can find anything, because at the time, I believed if I was going to find a weapon like Eldrick's sword and Eldrick's shield, it would be in this location. However, I was wrong. There is no such thing as Eldrick's shield. There's only 3 shields in the game, that being the leather shield, the iron shield, and the steel shield. But I was correct on the idea that there is a better sword, and I will talk about that when we actually get across to it, if we get across to it. Ooh, mystery. But yeah, since this is the Dragon's Lair, we're going to find a lot of mages and a lot of dragons. This place is not going to be nice, as well as stone golems, I should mention. These guys do not play around. They are out for blood. They are doing everything they can to stop us from getting to the Dragon Lord. So it makes sense that this place would be heavily guarded. But again, with Eldrick's armor, this place shouldn't be too bad. We will have to heal ourselves up every so often. That's just more or less the luck of the draw, as how many steps can we get before facing a monster and whatnot, but Things should get easier, because the more we fight, the more experience we get. The more experience we get, the closer we get to leveling up, and when we level up, our stats get better. So, even if it takes a while with Eldrick's armor, I know we can eventually beat this dungeon eventually, even if it's just by sheer brute force of slashing everything that comes in our path. Also, because I didn't cut out the fights here, you can just see how annoying well, I didn't cut out some of them, I didn't cut out all of them. But you can just see how annoying some of these fights can get, especially when it just keeps going on and off, on and off. Now, this area. You don't want to go to this area. This area is a trap area. Nothing that's going to keep you here, but you're just going to get yourself into a constant loop if you keep going down this pathway. I also don't know why I didn't cut out some of these fights, but I want to say yeah, this guy, I can't even read his name because it's going so fast, but it's like Knight Aberrant, which I want to say is the same name as the previous knight we fought, but he's a different color, so I don't know. Either way, don't bother going to that one. As I said, it's just a trap. But if we go down this one, we actually find ourselves Eldrick's sword, the best sword we're going to find in the game. So it is not all that much more powerful. It's 12 bits of strength, which is pretty much a level up. Also, make sure you equip the items right, because somehow when I was going through all that, I unequipped items, such as Eldrick's armor and whatnot. So, yeah, like right now I'm fighting with my fist rather than my sword, so yeah, I messed up. And I want to say this is how I died the first time. I only noticed that I didn't have the sword on. I didn't notice that I didn't have the shield on, or the armor. Silly me. But yeah, you can just see I'm doing about 40 points of damage with the sword, which is better, but at the same time, by how much? But this also goes with my whole brute force situation, which is actually something I used to do a lot in video games, like Pokemon back in my childhood. It was never make a team, it was, okay, go start a Pokemon, go and fight everybody with your own bare hands and kill them all. But soon enough we should be leaving this dungeon, as I should die soon enough. I think it's by him. Yep. Which is fine. Money has no value at this point. Also, this was when I was starting to explore left and right, considering I found the one item I was really looking for, that being the sword. And yeah, you can find werewolves and whatnot. He's low level. Although he didn't give me my level up, which was only 2 strength, but 15 health and whatnot isn't too bad. Also a final spell, Sizz, which is essentially just a higher level magic attack. Considering there's no element attacks like fire, ice, wind, and all that, it's just magic attack plus. Similar to how mid-heal is just healing plus. Now, I went through that twice, as I said before. First to explore the main pathway, and second to explore those side pathways. Again, I suggest if you're going to go in here, bring a torch, and bring in medical herbs. I didn't really see much use of medical herbs for the longest time, or torches, but now that we're in this final dungeon, do I realize, yeah, I want to have my magic set up, because of the fact we're going to the final boss. I want to be prepared, so keeping as much magic as I can, and using as little magic as I can to get to him will be my best bet. Now, we do fumble around the dark a little bit, as we more or less have to go back the same pathway. This place isn't actually that much of a maze, really. It's pretty much just go A to B, B to C, C to D, and then boom, you can eventually find your way to where we need to go. And it's actually not all that far away. I'll say we'll want to go down that staircase and then just make a right. And just keep hogging that right wall, and we'll eventually just keep going forward until we get to the place. There's nothing here but hallways and empty rooms, so just find the staircase and keep moving on, unless you want to grind. Which I do suggest doing, as when I was playing this, in my head I wanted to get to level 20, or hope to get to level 20 before fighting the boss, as I was thinking that would be my best bet to actually win the fight. If you want to bring the princess's letter just to see how close you are to getting to your next level up, that's something else you can have in your inventory. But it never felt like anything I was actually going to care too much about, just again, considering the fact I just had to keep getting into fights and fights and fights. It's actually just a little bit boring by the fact of just how many fights, but I guess it's just how it's going to go. They really had no other way of trying to pad this out rather than just making the dungeon longer, which thankfully they did not. But yes, we're now back out of the dungeon, and it looks like we're on the ground floor, as it looks like we're surrounded by water, which actually we're on top of a hill, so how does that work out? Anyways, if we go through that chest, we find the waistband. Do not wear it, get rid of it. It is a cursed item, and I do not know how to get rid of the curse. I know that if you wear that, though, you will not be allowed back into the castle, because of the fact that it's cursed. The main thing is that if you happen to die, you will get sent back to the castle, but the king will tell you to leave immediately. And should you try to return, you will be denied entrance to his castle. And we actually have to get to his castle to beat the game, so yeah. Also, there we go, level 20, which is what I wanted, one last level up. It's a shame I don't get any of the magic, but oh well. Should we fail, we'll come back here stronger than before. I was also expecting a mandatory fight on one of these bridges, or at least somewhere before actually getting to the Dragon Lord. That's why I was actually healing up a lot there. But no, nothing. Now the only thing left is to just get to the Dragon Lord. Also, I apologize for this being a little bit slow, as I was doing this on Twitch and chatting and whatnot. But anyways, here are my stats. And, yep, let's get to the fight. So, thou art before me at last, hero. I am Dragon Lord, Master of Master, King of Kings. Long have I awaited this moment. Come, take thee rightful place at my side. Do so, and I'll grant upon thee domain over half the world. What sayest thou? Wilt thou rule beside me? Wilt thou not rule half the world? Wilt thou not reconsider? 'Tis an offer few would refuse. If you say yes, this is actually the sideline, the story of Dragon Quest Builders. Saying no is the story that leads into Dragon Quest II. So, any time past me. 'Tis with brook, no covenant. Thou resolve to face me. So be it, fool! Come at me! Here is the Dragon Lord. He doesn't look all that threatening, but as far as I know, every time I tried it, magic did not really affect him. I tried using Sizzle on him twice, but each time, it did not affect him. So, as far as I know, oof. Yeah, be careful because of the fact he can put you to sleep. As far as I know, just attack him with your sword. Also, he can heal himself, which is annoying. But hey, if he just wants to keep doing that, fine by me. Also, Fuzzle, trying to stop him from using magic does not work either. Yeah. Although, I don't think mid-heal heals him as much as mid-heal will heal me. So, I think it's not so much a war of attrition as much as it's just slash 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 slash. And there we go, we defeat the Dragon Lord. Bit of a pain, but nothing too difficult, except the Dragon Lord flickers and fades. Only to reveal his terrifying true form. The Dragon Lord has truly revealed himself. He is but a dragon. And yeah, he breathes fire. Oof, that could have ended me right then and there. 127, that's a lot of health. Yeah, we're kind of back to what we were doing before, as well as the main strategy of this game, which is attack, health gets low, heal up. Because of the fact that we can heal up to 85, just take your base health and then try to add 85 if you want to try and get the most out of your spell, or just be like, okay, my health is low, gotta heal. The fact that I have, say, 150 health means that if my health got to around 50, like right there, might have been a good time to try and do it, because yeah. It just takes one bad roll on the Dragon Lord to get a little bit faster than you to end your game. The main issue here, though, is going to be the fact of magic. You run out of magic, no more healing. Things such as a normal cure spell or even a healing orb is not going to be good enough. But with luck, perseverance, and a little bit of skill, Hero wrests the sphere of light from the Dragon Lord's clutches. As he holds the sphere aloft, a bright light radiates from deep within its core. And the Dragon Lord is defeated. The great evil has been banished, and the world knows peace once more. Now, with the Dragon Lord defeated, we can go back around town, talk to people who will basically be like, oh my god, you did it, hooray! Joyous to everyone, and whatnot, so forth. There isn't really anything much to do at this point other than go back to go back to the castle and go talk to the king. As there are no more monsters to fight, there is no poison, so the only way to lose right now is by having the power turn off or the game to glitch out on you. But yeah, you can see your praises by everybody. Let them be like, oh, the hero, long live the hero! but none of it matters. I possess the strength to defeat a dragon, well done! Go to His Majesty, post haste, long live Hero the Hero! We are in your debt. Mighty Hero, as a prophecy foretold, the world rings clear and true throughout the world. The promised hero in the veins flows the blood of Eldrick, the better man to rule that view than I do not know. Take the realm. My thanks, Majesty, I would like to rule, but I need to go find a place of my own founding. So be it. 'Tis not part of me. Go forth, hero, with my blessing. Seek out thy land. Wait, I prithee. Take me with thee. Will you take the princess with you? Saying yes, I want to say, is also part of the story of Dragon Quest II. I don't know what happens if you say no, but yeah, hey, free bride, so take it. What journey awaits our hero? Well, we don't know, because I don't think they ever talk about this, unless that's one of the other Dragon Quest Dragon Warrior games, but either way, that is Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior 1, at least for the Switch edition of the game, and it's not too bad. It's not a bad game, if you ask me. I think it's a game that would be perfect if you have a long plane flight or a long drive to someplace, like a good maybe 4 hours. And I want to say that's all this game really took me, and that's with all the grinding for money and whatnot, as well as the fact that I was playing this mostly blind. But yeah, let's just let the credits roll. It's still at double speed, that's why everything's going so fast. But I am Jog. I am signing off, and I wish for you to have a good one. Goodbye.